Good morning, welcome in Timeshare Clarence. Quick little message story today. So, I kind of live my life week to week. So last week when I got paid, went to the grocery store. I walked around. I basically do recon. So when I go in the store, I don't intend on buying anything. I walk around the entire store and see if anything catches my eye, if there are any sales, and then I'll make a list while I'm in the store, right? So I'll go through the entire store and make a list of everything that I need or everything that I decided I wanted. And then I'll go shopping, but I won't get everything on the list. I'll just get the things that are the top priorities at the moment because I walk to the store. So I can only get so much at a time. So I'm in the store, I got this list, and I just happened to see it was ribeye steak. So it caught my eye. I don't really cook steak a lot. I really don't have the things, like I don't have what you need to cook steak the right way. So I normally don't get steak, but I was just kind of like, you know what? I might as well get one. So I got a steak, and I have in the past like watched videos on how to cook steak. I was a cook in the Army. I've tried to cook steak a bunch of times. For me, I like it best when it's been grilled in the past. So, but I don't really buy steak a lot. I think the last time I had a steak from home, it was when I was hanging out with my brother Devin, and he grilled some steaks for us. And that was probably years ago. So anyway, get this steak, and I don't really have anything at the crib. So get some steak seasoning, and I got some stuff in the fridge. So I just basically made a little marinade, let it sit in there for a day. And now I don't have a cast iron skillet, so I gotta cook it in like a non-stick, which really isn't ideal. Anyway, cook this steak. I know it's gonna smoke up my apartment. So before I even like started cooking, opened up my balcony window, got my fan and turned it on, pulling, air out of the apartment because I know the smell is gonna be in here. So cooked the steak, and then, I ate it. It was decent. Like it wasn't disappointing, but it wasn't fire, right? Probably a little bit salty to my taste. And I let it sit. So when I cooked it, I was kind of doing a couple things. So I took it off of the heat, but I didn't take it out of the skillet. So I actually left it sitting over there for a minute and kind of overcooked it. So anyway, not overcooked it versus how I wanted it, not like the steak was burnt up. So anyway, eat the steak. But now my apartment smells like steak. So I get up this morning, hit my lap, which kind of came to a realization about that as well. So I hit my lap. I had ordered these little running shoes, and they work better than the shoes I had before. So those are the shoes I'll start running in, but it wasn't like perfect. So I might need to get some inserts or something. So kind of make note of that. That's my process, just going through stuff, kind of making adjustments. So I get back from my lap, walk into the apartment, and it smells like steak. So I got some air fresheners that I have in here all the time. So that's what I'm used to smelling when I walk in my apartment. I'm smelling steak. So I got some candles. I lit the candles up, and I'm like, it should kill the smell. Did my morning routine, and then I kind of had a realization. I'm like, I just need to take the trash out, because when I made the steak, the fatty part around the outside, I just cut it off. Like some people eat fat, like I don't. But anyway, so I was really kind of, I don't want to say tripping, but I really was like thinking about, okay, like how long is it gonna take to get this steak smell out of my apartment? I wiped everything off. The stove is clean. I had the fan on over the stove, and I was blowing the air out while I was cooking, but it still smelled like steak. So, and then it was just like so simple. Like, man, take the trash out. Because I threw at least part of the steak in the trash. So that's really where the smell is coming from. Not that it's just radiating through the apartment and I'm not going to be able to get rid of it. So after I did that, I thought about, and this is really kind of what I wanted to share. It's a lot of situations where we are dealing with things that we don't want to deal with, and we're struggling to find a way to get rid of it, but we're not really getting rid of it. So just like the smell will never go away as long as the steak was actually in the trash, I needed to take the trash out. Instead of trying to figure out, okay, if I burn these candles or, are these air fresheners going to cover up the smell? Like, you don't need to cover it up. You need to get rid of it. So if there are things you're dealing with and you're struggling, like, you really need to get to the root cause of what the issue is and not try to mask it. Because no matter how many candles I burn, no matter how much air freshener is in here, whatever the case is, as long as the steak was still in here, it was still going to smell like steak. So if you have some issues, like, really do the work to figure out what they are. And sometimes it's really a matter of taking the trash out, like digging into these things, having the real conversations with the people you need to talk to, addressing the situations that you need to address instead of doing something else, talking to somebody else about it, worrying about how to get around something instead of dealing with it. Like, sometimes you just got to take the trash out. Sometimes you just got to address the situation head on, deal with it, work through it, and get it out of there. Because once you get rid of the cause, you'll get rid of the smell. So anyway, that's my message for this morning. Timeshare Clarence. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next time, peace.